to the Spicy Booknook, where we discuss all of our favorite and not so favorite dark and dirty book series. We're your hosts, Aj.
And Tay. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Today we will be reviewing Darling Nikki by Kenya Goree-Bell. Please be aware that there will be spoilers and explicit content for mature audiences only. Trigger warnings for this episode are this is a age gap romance with the heroine as underage when the book starts. The hero in this book is mean and cruel to the heroine, so if your feelings are easily hurt by mean words, please pass on this book. Other more serious trigger warnings are the hero is a villain and does villainous things like murder, burying people alive, manhandling, groping of the female main character, graphic violence, virgin kink, breeding, breath play, intimidation of female main character by male main character, OTT, yelling, profanity, hunting of female main character by male main character, voluntary leaving, running from a crazy motherfucker, pushing sexual boundaries, light dubcon, trafficking of humans, trafficking of children for sexual purposes, physical abuse of children, um, spousal abuse, talk of SA, coercion, forced marriage, rough penetration sex, rough oral sex, anal play, spitting, often referred to as skeet, killing, blood and gore, ambiguous, non-con, light drug use, weed, talk of criminal enterprises as a way of life, and this list may not encompass all of the trigger warnings. So that is the list from the author, Miss Kenya, and yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's a lot. But the
That
biggest thing
was,
was the age gap.
yeah. Pretty, yeah, yeah. I agree. What did you rate this one?
I'd say like a 4.5. What about you?
Yeah, I'd rate it a 4.5.
Yeah,
4.5 is
4.5.
good.
It's a good solid book. I thought the story was really well written.
It was. I feel like out of the three, the first two just really like Kiyoshi and Angel really have my heart. So I just feel like I didn't have much room in my heart for Matthias, but because those first two books really got me. But this was a good one. It really was. I will say he was really pissing me off.
Yeah, he was an asshole. Like, I can't
Mm-hmm.
even sugarcoat anything for him. He was like absolute dick. And even when he tried to be a better person, he wasn't. Like, he was still an
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. So, a little short synopsis of this is Matthias accidentally one night hits Nikki, who is our female underage character, with his car, and he feels awful. Matthias is one of the Shelbys, so they are pretty much the richest people where they live. They own a bunch of land and sugarcane, um, land where they do their sugarcane. They own pretty much damn near everything.
Hmm.
And so he doesn't want to get in trouble. So he pretty much lets her live in like his grandma's little house that's on the Shelby land, but nobody uses it anymore. And so Nikki pretty much was on her way there. Her parents had passed away and she was looking to find her family, which are the Loves. And so she really didn't have anybody. So he pretty much allowed her to live there. And they built a really close friendship with each other, which Nikki was obviously in love with him. But Nikki is underage when they met. So it just boiled down to some bullshit, really. So, what did you think of their, like, him putting her up on his little in his grandma's little house and all of that?
Well, first and foremost, like I kind of understood it. Like he was more so like he wasn't being predatory. He was like, oh, okay, this girl is like, I obviously hit her with my car. And
Mhm.
I'm not trying to get in trouble, so I'm trying to be a nice person. So I got that. And then like he's like, "Oh, I'll take her to like go get some food and then like offer her a place to stay and just like make sure she's well taken care of because she doesn't have anybody." And I kind of know what that feels like cuz like he had his whole thing with like his mom and his dad and stuff. So he feels like he kind of understands her situation cuz he's been alone when he was younger too. So I got why he did it and I wasn't upset with him on him actually helping her. I thought that was very sweet of him, and then, like, him not, like, spending the night there and, going back home when he really didn't wanna go back home. Like, he kinda gave up his home for her, and I thought that was really sweet. It was when she graduated high school because he, like, forged her, like, birth certificate and, like, like, gave her a
Mhm.
new life, and then a couple of years later, she graduates high school, and then he starts having these feelings for her. Then I was like, "Hey, bro, this isn't what you were supposed to be doing." Like, this was supposed to be a friendship and you helping her out, not falling in love with the child and waiting for her to be grown. What are you doing?
Yeah, pretty much. And it was like his dad was obviously a sick man and a pedophile, and so he really did not want to be his dad. And so I like in the beginning I was like, wow, that is so sweet of him, so selfless of him to try to help this girl who literally has nobody. And then yeah, I was like, not you waiting, not you low key waiting. Like,
He definitely waited.
I don't know how I feel about that. And then they were in love, and obviously, like in these books, these series, the Loves and the Shelbys, absolutely, their families do not get along. They hate each other, so they're not supposed to be together. And then one night they're kissing, and somebody is taking pictures of them, and so the word gets out that they have a thing going on. And at the time, Matthias is engaged to somebody else because he's trying to be the senator, right?
Yeah, I think he's like running for politics, so I think yeah, it was the
Right,
senator.
the senator, I think, or something. And so it's not really looking good for his image. But more than that, he feels so betrayed by her because he feels like she's trying to ruin his career, even though that's not what it is at all. Her cousin Joy is just messy as fuck. And so he assumes that her and her cousin Joy have like a plot to take him down and ruin his career. And so from there, they're like, well, the only way to clear this up and make it better is you have to marry her. So it doesn't look like she's just, your little underage jump off. And,
Right.
and so they end up getting married, but Nikki is obviously so sad because she actually does love this man. And now he just hates her because he just feels like she was trying to ruin his life and ruin his career, even though that wasn't the case. And he really made me mad because I was like, she clearly, like, you were there for her when she had literally nobody. And I'm like, if you know her character and y'all are best friends, like, you it annoyed me that he didn't even ask her. Like he just right off the bat was like, "You stupid lying bitch, you did this." Like, huh?
Yeah. He immediately got angry with her, and that's one thing I could not fuck with him for. Like, why are you always angry? Always. Like, I get it, you had a bad childhood, but, like, why are you yelling at this young girl? You
Okay,
know she's
but
young.
not too many bitches. You ain't gonna call me too many more lying bitches.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's tone it down because one, if we have a friendship like that where we are so close and you know me more than anybody has ever known me, and I also know you, don't you think you at least owe me the benefit of the doubt to be like, maybe let me ask her. Let so let me just go ahead and I'm gonna just ask her because who knows?
Right, because I obviously care about this girl, so I'm not just gonna be an asshole about it, like, you know? because we're friends. We don't treat our friends like assholes. Like that's just not what we do.
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to be a friend apparently because he was wilding. I felt like that was really my flaw with him. Like I couldn't really get with him because Matthias was like he literally was just, I don't know. He put on a show for himself. He was just a hot fucking mess.
He really upset me because I really was like, dang. I'm like, you didn't even give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, your friend who you've been friends with for this long, you just right off the bat was like, wow, you a lying ass bitch. Like,
Yeah.
that was crazy to me. And so basically, obviously they get married or whatever. And he start fucking the shit out of this little virgin girl.
All
And
the rough sex,
and
girl.
she is
All the
hooked.
rough.
She is hooked, but then she like wants the rough sex, but she also wants like her friend back who was very kind to her. And now like he's not kind to her because in his mind he's like, you're a liar, and he doesn't trust her. So now instead of the sweetness that she was getting before, like he is just cruel.
Cold as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cruel as hell. You're not wrong. But
And
like I felt like he was really he just completely went overboard because like he was like, you can't call me my nickname, and like she would call him like thigh, and like she was just like really sweet to him, and like he was just like, stop all that shit, like I don't trust you, you're a lying bitch, like I'm just gonna fuck the shit out of you and be mean to you.
exactly. Literally, that's literally what it was. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you and be mean as I can be.
I will say every sex scene that they had, regardless of him being a complete asshole, they were kind of good.
10
Like
out
they
of
were actually
10.
really pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like his mean ass, he knew what he was doing. He was
He was
mean.
putting it down.
He's mean as hell, but but
He was degrading the fuck out of this poor girl, and I mean, she loved it, and if you like it, I love it.
yeah, pretty much. She was really. I was like, oh, this poor girl. He gonna ruin her. That's literally what I was thinking the whole time. Like, he's gonna just ruin her. And she was really into it. And then I could not stand Nat, which is his fiance,
Yeah, I didn't like Nat from the beginning.
and
Like
they
the fact that
were
they were married was weird.
they were engaged, but it was like a business arrangement. It wasn't out of love. Their families just both have power, and so since they were younger, their parents had pretty much told them like, y'all are going to be married. So that I was so annoyed when Nat was being like so territorial because I'm like, you don't even love this man. Like she didn't even want him. So I'm like, not you doing all this like you want him. You don't even want him.
That's what I'm saying. For a man that doesn't want you, nor do you want him back, like you are just being territorial just for the hell of it. Like, girl, just back the hell up and go find another man because you're doing too much.
And I was waiting for her to run away. Not like how she did where she ran away for 5 fucking seconds. I was like, girl, at
She
least
didn't go nowhere any inconspicuous. I was
I'm
like,
like
boy, it's
in the
gonna pull up.
last book, at least Easy ran away to Africa. She was
Oh no,
when I
really?
yeah, when I say she was gone, and it didn't make a difference because Angel tracked her ass down anyway, so it didn't make a
This
difference.
man will always track you down. Okay,
But
one thing about this book is a man will track you down, okay?
yeah,
They will find you.
definitely. I was, and I don't know. I don't know how I felt about them. I don't know, especially when it comes out that her birth certificate was fake and that
Oh
like
my
when they
God.
met she was actually 14 years old and not 16.
I
And
think that's what got me.
as I was like, okay, she was a literal baby. Like she's a
Yeah, that's
baby.
what I'm saying. So like when she graduated, she was still 16, and that's when he started having those feelings for her. And I'm like, "Oh my God, you're a pedophile." Um even though he didn't know he was a pedophile, but like I mean, he was trying not to be a pedophile, so I can't really be like, you're a pedophile, because he was really trying not to be.
And
He waited
even
until he
he
was
was
18.
upset when he found out, like, because he's like, girl, my daddy a whole pedophile. You got me out here looking like I'm a whole pedophile. Like,
Yeah, he was like, I don't like that, because he did not like, he was absolutely against everything his dad did. So like, I was cool with him because I knew how he had feelings about that. So I was like, okay, I won't call you a pedophile because you pass with your daddy. Like, I get
mhm.
how you feel about that. So I gave him a pass, but I still felt like it was kind of wrong on her part because she did know she was young still. Like, she did know she was 16 at the time and still chose to like interact with him and like put him in that situation. So I felt she was kind of wrong for that.
Yeah, I was like, I was really upset with her because I'm like, girl, you can't be doing that. you,
No, you
you,
have to tell
yeah,
somebody.
I'm like, you gonna get your damn self killed. What are you
Serious.
doing? So that like really, really, I was like, oh.
I thought she was gonna die after that. Like, I'm
I
not even
did
gonna
because
lie
he
to
was
you. I
mad
thought
because
she was dead.
he really does not want to be anything like his father. So that really threw him for a fucking loop. He's like, girl,
Oh,
what?
he was hot, and honestly, I feel like he had every right to be.
Yes, because girl, what are you over here doing?
What got me was the cousin, Joy. Like, I felt really bad for Joy with all that she went through, even though she did some grimy fucking shit. Like, I still kind of felt for her, like when her story came through with her and oh girl,
I feel like the one thing I loved was how the whole family was like, Joy need her ass beat, and that was like a general consensus among the family. Like everybody, any conversation they had, they're like, yeah, girl, what Joy did to you, she need her ass beat. Like
like,
everybody,
whoop her ass. When
yeah,
you whooping Joy's ass?
everybody had an understanding of like, yeah, that was fucked up. Like she probably should have got her ass beat for that one. But
Well,
then
she should have.
when it did come out that like Nat was actually just completely manipulating her and forcing her to do these things by pretending to be in love with her, that really shook me because I was like, you're really over here doing all this about this man that you don't even want. Then you over here playing gay with this girl, manipulating her. Like you are crazy.
Pick
And
a side, baby girl.
yeah, and then when it came out that she was actually crazy, I was like, that makes sense. That all makes sense.
Everything's starting to make sense right now because she was literally insane. Like, the fact that they rehired her because she got fired from working on like the campaign, and then she got fired um because of, what did she get fired for? But anyway, she got fired, and then like they rehired her, and I was like, why the fuck would you rehire her? She got fired for a reason. Like, there was an obvious reason behind there, and like regardless of if she's good at like her job, like find somebody else who's good at their job, because like, throw her in the trash. She's garbage.
Throw her
I
in the
didn't really
trash.
care
It's
for her.
crazy.
I really did not care for her. Like, I didn't like Nat from the beginning. So like when all of her little bullshit broke out, I was like, that bitch can go in the trash.
Yeah, I agree. And then I finally was like waiting for Matthias to like finally realize that hello, Nikki was not lying to you. She had no clue what the fuck was going on. And I was real annoyed because like he didn't even give her like an apology.
He didn't care about nothing
So
she
that
had to
was
say.
crazy because you didn't treated me like a damn dog, calling me all outside my name, and then we're supposed to be married and moving forward, but like I want an apology.
And you know what? That's one thing she didn't ask for this whole time.
Like
Was a sorry.
yeah, I want you to recognize that you were wrong and that I really didn't do anything to you and that you called me all these names and did all this shit for no reason.
For no good reason. Like, he was just doing it just because you wanted to be an asshole.
Yeah, literally. Like
And I don't think he will ever apologize to that poor girl, unfortunately. Like, he is not that type of person.
yeah, in the end I mean, I'm like, okay, y'all are together. That's fine.
It was fine. After after everything, like the age gap and all that stuff, I got over it because it's whatever. Like y'all grown now, do what y'all want. But like at the same time, it's like it y'all whole relationship is messy, and maybe y'all should rethink this.
It was a lot of mess. It was a lot of mess.
And with Kenya, she's got a lot of characters in her book, so there's a lot to follow. And I did like the fact that like there were a lot of like plot twists within the entire plot, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
there were a lot of things that happened that I was just like, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay." So that was very interesting, and I thought that was really really good because she does keep her characters intact and like where they're supposed to be at and like following their
Yeah,
story and closing their story the right way, which I enjoy.
because yeah, within the series, there's a lot of people you got to keep up. You
Man,
really got to keep up.
so many.
And yeah, if you don't keep up, you might be a little bit confused. Like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
Even me, who has read the other books, even still reading, I'm like, wait, who is that? And I'm like, I gotta think about it for a second. Like, that sounds familiar, but who was that again?
What was that? I even did the same thing. I said, Kiyoshi, is that? I know that ain't Kiyoshi.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm like, it was a really good book. I definitely enjoy it and I highly recommend it to anybody who wants to, read a really good and messy ass book. But that's any book that Kenya reads. It's writes. It's always messy as hell, but honestly, they're always really good. So I have no complaints.
Yes, this was a really good book. I just gave it a 4.5 because, like, I didn't like him as much as the other characters.
Yeah,
He
he was no Kiyoshi.
No, he wasn't, which is weird because Kiyoshi was really mean as hell. But I don't know. I just maybe it's just he really annoyed me. He really did because I was like, you just mean. I think he annoyed me because he was just so accusatory from the jump.
From
Like,
the
like
jump.
at least like Kiyoshi not trusting Kree, that made sense because they didn't have years of friendship. So with this, that's what irritated me because I'm like, if you have built a strong friendship with this woman, you at least owe her the benefit of the doubt to hear her out. Instead, he just right away was like, "You a lying bitch. I ain't believing you." Like, okay.
Yeah,
But other than that, I definitely would recommend this book. It was really good. The series is just amazing. So if you are looking for something to read and you like a very dominant, mean ass male main character, then this would definitely be the book for you.
definitely.
And
Because
the and baby, the sex scenes was 10 out of 10.
oh hell yeah, every one of them was hitting for what they was hitting for. Even with the degradation, I was all for them. But man, the asshole.
Yeah, he really was. He really was. But if you're looking for something to read, you like a little bit more of an aggressive man, this would definitely be the one.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week or Monday.
Bye. Or Monday. Yes, Monday.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
And it goes a little something like. You want summer after fall.